Around the world, I am the Zebra94 for Racing Stripes TV. Along with me is the newcomer for FLATOUT Racing. He'll be joining me up in the booth. It is going to be Wellshown192. Wellshown, before you introduce yourself, I'm in the blue screen. I have to invite someone else over for steward purposes, so I don't know, it's bad timing. Always forget it too. There he is. Okay. Yeah, so in the booth with me is going to be Wellshown192. I've kind of seen his name pop up every now and again, so kind of active around as far as the Formula One PS4 racing community. So welcome, Wellshown. Glad that you're in the booth with me here today.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to the race. I've been wanting to commentate over FLATOUT Racing for a while. I've raced one race, I think, for them in Monza, but I just haven't got the time, and it's taken a lot of time to practice.
That's where I've seen you in. I knew I've seen. Okay, so yeah, got it. Yeah. So yeah, commentated one of Wellshown's races, but he's gonna try his best to be in the commentator's booth with me as much as possible and take over for me when I'm absent, and so on and so forth. So we have a double header for you tonight. We're going to be racing at the United States short track, 50% distance, and then following that, we'll be going over to the Bahrain short track. So plenty of action here tonight. The points battle is as tight as ever. It's getting there, at least. Richmond has been kind of slowly pulling away from Dino next door, but now it's a battle between second and third place between the two teammates of Dino and Steve-O. Now, looking at this shortened version of the United States track, Wellshown, what are some of the key components that the drivers are going to have to look out for?
I think balance is going to be a big issue for a lot of people through the fast sections. I know from experience around here, it's so easy to flick it left and then right, and then the car just says no and it just wants to spin you out. After the first sector, the big braking zone, it's a heavy one because you go in so fast into it. I think if you get that right, you'll be okay.
Yeah, so it's so if you haven't raced any of the short tracks here on Formula 2017, you just pretty much take out the last couple of S's in that long straight with that sharp left hairpin, and it's a lot more complex and tight, and you're actually going to be mainly focused on downforce more than top end speed. So it's going to be very interesting to see all these drivers. We only have 15 here tonight. We're missing 5, but it's going to be interesting to see how they will act all crammed up, especially at the beginning of the start.
Yeah, let's hope they continue throughout the race to keep on battling, so there's no downtime for us. It's always a bit of a boring time to commentate over something that's not happening.
So we have 9 minutes to go in qualifying. We're on board with full air over on my side. Wellshown won't be able to stream for the time being, but you will be able to hear his beautiful, luscious voice as Going Z sets his first lap time of 1:08.565, and we're on board with full air. It's going to be kind of confusing getting the different sectors because they've moved around a bit.
Yeah. I think the pole time will be in mid 107, maybe a bit higher, but especially the likes of Crowman, maybe Dino. I know Anel is pretty quick as well, so we'll just have to see what they do.
Yeah, if you haven't been following us and this is your first stream here for FLATOUT Racing, Crowman has been on, I believe, a 4 or 5 race streak and just been absolutely dominating the field. And so far, after his first flying lap, he sets a 1:08.2, 2/10 faster than second place, and it's all going to get quicker and quicker. And actually, Fredo Shaw, who is actually a Denton artist, he's racing on a different account. He sets a 107.9, so Wellshown, you're going to be about accurate. The mid 107s is going to be around pole time.
Yeah. It's pretty quiet out on track. Not many people in line. But I think a lot of them are going into the pits to finish off there, to get their run out of the way and get another one in.
Well, with the short tracks and with short qualifying, you can actually get about a good three different runs with the tires, 3 or 4 different runs if you time it correctly. That's going to be interesting because with the normal tracks, you either can do 1 or 2. But here, would you want to stay to that 1 or 2 strategy, or save some tires for the race, or do you just want to try to go as hard as you can for qualifying?
I think it depends on how many times you want to stop in the race. I always try and do 1, but if I know I can go faster, I'll just continue. Just try and save tyres, especially if you know it's going to be a long first stint. If you want to do a 1-stop, which I expect this short track to be a 1-stop. But it just depends how aggressive you are in qualifying and then obviously at the start of the race. Because if you're stuck in traffic, then you're going to have a lot of tyre wear.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be really fun seeing these different strategies come into play. And with 6 minutes to go, there's still a lot of qualifying left. So I'm going to go silent real quick. I have to post some links up on social media. So, well, Sean, you can go and take it away for a little bit.
Yep. Very quiet on track. We've got a couple of drivers out, but I think they're all on warm-up laps or in laps. I think Northants we could have a look at. I think he's the only one that's going to be on a lap. Maybe Richmond, but it doesn't look like he's going as fast as he could, although it looks pretty quick through there. Very easy to cut a corner or track extend on this track, especially in the fast left-hander. Well, fast and then you go in slow, because you can always just overshoot it and go wide, or you can just want to gain more time and you can cut the corner. As Richmond locks up. A lot of cars moving out of the way. It's probably horrible on a short circuit because you're always going to be catching cars, but usually people are pretty good on the game to move out of the way. If they don't, then they will probably get penalised. So Richmond doesn't improve, but I think we can go for another run. We can have a look at Northants. As he runs wide. We've got 3 cars out on track. Actually, we may have more. Full Air, Tambo and NL. That's Full Air set to 108.7. People will be looking to improve. As Northants pits didn't like that run.
Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, posted it.
And now almost span it then, as I was saying through the start of the first sector. Easy to spin and crash.
Absolutely agree with you there. With the X section literally cut in half, it makes this track extremely awkward, and it's actually very surprising that the developers actually added in the this track. Really?
People like short tracks. I'm not that keen on them because you go in most short tracks, you're going fast and then you're in slow. I just prefer a flowing track instead of stop starting, but it's people's preferences, and it does spice it up a bit.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about this league is that they run, a full, not only a full 20 season race, but they also incorporate the short tracks as well. which not many leagues do. And it's just this league is just really trying to explore all aspects of the game as far as like what looks good, either racing wise or even streaming wise. And for a little bit, they did a classic league, but unfortunately, it didn't really last that long. But they expect to bring the classic league back when the new game comes out. So I'm actually gonna probably jump on that as well and have a little bit of fun racing the classic cars.
I'm not that keen on classic cars, so I'll just probably commentate.
Sounds good.
A lot of people are struggling.
Yeah, it's especially Dino. So, very interesting thing about Dino is he's a very consistent runner, but there's only been a handful of times from what I can remember, or the times that I've commentated, that he's actually, it goes fourth fastest, so I should just bite my tongue next time. But there's been a handful of times where he qualified either in the mid pack or kind of in the back, but he's caught up with proper strategy and just consistency. So he is currently about 28 points down from Richmond, who's in first place. I got the top 5 points position for drivers in the chat either below or to the side, depending on where you're watching it. If you're watching this on your YouTube app on your PS4, you will not be able to see the chat, so you have to go onto your phone, tablet, or computer. And if you're watching this back on replay, you'll have to do the same thing as well. So just to give you guys a heads up, had a comment last week on the race asking how come I can't see the chat, and I just said, make sure you're on the proper device so you can read it. And he gave me a thumbs up, so I guess he understood. So on board with Dino next door, 45 seconds left to go. He crosses the finish line. Croman retires, and Dino does improve by 1.6. Croman does go fast, 1:07.8 as Dino retires. Go over on board with Den Artis, once again racing under a different PSM for the time being.
There's a lot of people that are extending or cutting corners, or just haven't got the grip to turn in. So they're using a really low downforce, and it's not working out for them, and it's going to be worse in the race.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially with the dirty air, like the short tracks in this game is really bad with dirty air. You won't be able to really run past this. Den Artis sets the pole time of 1:07.584, going 3/10 faster than Croman. It looks like he's got his car dialed in for this.
Yeah.
For this track.
Cully's on a fast lap.
Just showing him go past sector 1. He is 5/100ths down from his fast time. We have yellows in sectors 2 and 3, but that's just because of drivers retiring. And Cully actually goes ghost, so that's going to be his run done. Going Z 28. Goes 4th fastest, knocking down to 5th place. Another interesting thing about Going, constantly qualifying in the top 5, but he can never finish there, which is really unfortunate. He has really strong starts, but something happens in the middle where he either touches someone or someone touches him, or he just straight up loses focus. So I'm sure in these last 3 races of the season, he really wants to hopefully get a podium or maybe even a win. He's got the pace to do it. It's just all about that consistency.
Yeah. What's interesting is Enel didn't get a lap time in, invalidated or just backed off.
Yep. And it was a quiet qualifying, like you said, but you're looking at the times and it's rather close between, you kind of see like 2 or 3 different sets of drivers see kind of the back markers running around the 108s, the mid 108s, and then you have the front runners mid pack low 108s to the high 107. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers fare on this short track. And I got a total of 5 people watching the stream, so once again, thank you. Give a like, subscribe to Race Strikes TV, follow me on Twitter at TheZebra94. And do you have a Twitter there, Welshone, so we can...
I do, it's Welsh192.
There you go, follow Welshone192 at Welsh192. Is that O-N-E or the number 1?
O-N-E and then 92.
Okay.
numbers. Yeah.
Got it. So give him a follow. So we're waiting on the drivers to finish their pit setups and whatnot, and Steve-O has left. So hope we don't have a restart.
Let's hope it stays a dry race.
Yes, so we had Deadly Jason get on the grid, so now we have 16 drivers, 5 red lights, and we are underway, sunset in beautiful Austin, Texas, as Dan Artis goes up the hill now, and it's going to be Croman on the inside. But can Dan Artis hold him off? It looks like he can. We see cars going 2-3 wide as they go up the hill and then going right down the hill.
Very clean.
Very clean first start, and that's a beautiful shot. Seeing the cars zigzagging. Oh, we have
McLaren off.
That's going to be full air. He's going to be off, and we see some little bit of carbon fiber as well from the front wings kind of break off as the drivers situate themselves through the very tight twisty bits, and we see I believe that was North Ants back in seventh place. The Haas kind of lagging back there, so we see cars kind of struggling to find pace and try to find their place. You normally see this kind of thing sort itself out when they're on the long straight on this track, but there really is no long straight, and there's going to be plenty of front wing changes as we're racing here for 28 laps.
North Ants and Tambo are really close. Tambo's just gone off the track. There's a Mercedes going up the inside of a Force India. Gets a move done pretty clean. Looking on the back of North Ants.
Yeah, that's gonna be Vince Torr. He's been out of the season for quite a bit, so this is his return. I'm not sure how many races he missed, but I'm pretty sure a welcoming return as he's excited as Dino going way on the inside and warding off North Ants. So the drivers to look out for is Richmond, who's in the pits. He's down in 14th position, so if Dino can get a nice steady 5th place points finish, he will catch up to Richmond in quite a bit. So it's going to be very exciting seeing 2 races back to back.
Yeah. Cully's right on the back of going, but not close enough just yet, losing a 10th, maybe a second. This, I think, Vince Torr's battle's probably the one to watch, as Tardis has already got a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, 3-second time penalty, and the second lap hasn't even completed yet. That's how tight this track is.
Lewis has got past Tambo, and they're pretty close to Vince Torr as well.
Then setting a 1:10.220 for the first, or not the first lap, but the fastest lap, I should say, and kind of looking through the battles going on. North Ants and Dino, they're still going at it. North Ants trying to go around the outside, but Dino quickly shuts the door and still holding off his 5th place position.
North Ants looks like he's got a bit of a poor connection as he cuts a corner there. And again, watch out, too many of those will cause penalty as Vince Torr goes off the track into the gravel. That's going to let Lewis, Enel and Matty Shaw through. And there's a Red Bull catching up quickly. Oh, Matty Shaw's just lost his front wing on the back of it now.
Matty Shaw has been one of those drivers that this season hasn't exactly been his greatest. He has strong showings in qualifying and is normally consistent throughout the race, but just can't seem to finish a race, unfortunately. And
and he spun.
Almost gave him that commentator's curse. But he's still in the race, but he needs to get his front wing fixed ASAP. His whole entire left is completely gone, nearly.
North Ants is still on the back of Dino. DRS is enabled. He's just run wide. He hasn't got the really not close enough to overtake. Cully's right on the back of going into the first sector. Pretty close. One mistake from going, and Cully could have him.
Yeah, just looking at this track, there is only one place that you can properly pass, and that's turn 1. Everything else is, oh man, yeah, pretty much. Like, you have to just keep your car in control. And we were on board with Coley there, and he got loose, kind of slipping that back end out, and that section is devious because it's a sharp left-hander, and then as soon as you're getting on the power, you actually go on a little bit of an incline, which really disrupts the balance of the car as well.
Yeah. So Lewis is on the back of Northants. So Northants has lost a lot of time from Dino, as Matty Shaw gets a 3-second time penalty. He's got a damaged front wing, so hopefully he can get to the pits, change his front wing, and continue.
I think he did, because Matty Shaw's back in 15th position now, so that's all said and done. As we are now on lap 5:21, we have a three-way battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's going to be Northants, Lewis, and Anel.
Vince Tor isn't too far behind as Lewis goes for a dive bomb and he hits Northants. Northants keeps the car under control. Lewis has got a damaged left front wing. All this is playing into the hands of Anel and Dino pulling away as Lewis damages his front wing. There's a yellow flag in sector 2.
Full Air has retired. Did he crash out? He just parked it and just called it a day to focus on the up-and-coming Bahrain short race, which will be right after this race. We'll be starting a new stream. But right now we have a battle. I guess you can call it a battle on this track. For 3rd place, this is Going and Cully. So, very cracking.
It's really close between 8, 7, and 6.
And we have a safety car. Safety car is out.
As Lewis almost takes Northants out by being unexpected with the safety car.
And Coley, being the cheeky driver that he can be, but he gets a 5-second stop and go penalty. He tries to go into the pits, but it catches him, so he's gonna have to serve that before the race is over. And I'm sure he's just shaking his head and be like, "Why?"
There's a couple of drivers that haven't chose to pit. I think there's Going hasn't pitted, Crowman hasn't pitted, and
I think Going
hasn't pitted.
Just missed the pit entrance, and Coley was just right there, so it's going to be... So they actually make it shuffle to the back, which would see... Yeah. Did Anel pit?
He did not. He was behind...
okay, so that would actually see...
Lewis or Vince.
Yes, that would see Coley up in 1st, and then Dino would be in 2nd, but Coley has to serve his 5-second stop and go penalty once the green flag drops. So if you're just joining us...
This has done well.
Yes, very much so. But unfortunately, he just missed the pit entrance as well. So if you're just joining us, we are under safety car, Full Air, DNF'd after not having a very hot race. We are at Circuit of the Americas short. So it's going to be very kind of fast-paced action. Not a lot of overtaking, I will say. But it's going to be close as far as people messing up and other people capitalizing. So tune in. This would be a good time to... grab some water, grab something to drink, maybe grab a quick bite to eat, and settle on in, because we still have a full 23 laps of pure, unadulterated, uncensored, uncut, raw racing coming up.
Vince Tor pits on lap 7, well, lap 6. You're going to lose a lot of places.
It's actually surprising that none of the leaders, the top 4, didn't pit either, because they didn't want to get shuffled to the back. So they are going to have to pit, but I wonder if they're banking on another safety car, because
maybe rain is on its way.
Maybe.
But if Going was past the pit entry when the safety car came out, then that means Dengartist, Crowman was as well, so that's...
Yeah, I think, they're on the front straight, so they were well past.
Yeah. But their pace looked strong, they looked like they was pulling away.
Oh, absolutely. So this would be a good time to go through the current order right now and where each driver started. So in first position we have Den Artis, and actually no, we're not, because safety car is safety car is coming in. It's ghosted, no lights, and there you see Den really going so slow. We're actually gonna throw in his telemetry. He's going a whopping 25 miles an hour. That's cool.
Man is right at the side of him. That needs to get ahead.
Yeah, that is school zone type stuff right there, and he picks up the pace. Yep, caught him. Didn't really catch him napping because Crowman was just anticipating, but Caught him at a good...
Going's right on the back of Crowman.
And we're back to green flag racing. Lewis with a 3-second penalty. You're going to see plenty of those, and we see Coley dive into the pits to get ready to serve his 5-second stop to go penalty. So that's going to put Dino back in 5th position with Anel and P4.
No offense on the back of Dino. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Dino next door, 3-second time penalty, and if we've seen how tight the mid pack has been. 3 seconds is detrimental.
Yeah, Richmond's right on the back of Dino now. Dino looks like he's struggling on the restart. Northants runs wide, but manages to hold the position.
It's a Haas sandwich.
Is Richmond going to make a dairy move? This is a battle for the championship, or is he just going to hold position until he can find something?
Oh, actually gets shoved by Lewis.
Oh, and again, Lewis just needs to be patient. He's not involved in the championship fight. He's got Deadly Jason right behind him, but this is letting Dino run away.
Looking on the rear wing of Richmond, looking back, trying to see if Lewis can make a move, but yeah, he won't be able to. There's only one DRS zone on this track.
Another 2 laps till the DRS is enabled.
Matty Shaw and Deadly Jason, they're having a battle. Matty Shaw going to the inside as Deadly Jason runs wide. So Matty Shaw, well, so looking on board. North Dance with a 3-second time penalty.
Very close.
Oh, Richmond spins out, but he holds his, but he's got to spin it around. He's going backwards.
Oh, good job he ghosted then. He would have been collected.
Yeah, so Richmond gets caught out in that very kind of weird, slow technical section, and he's going to get shuffled back to 14th, which I'm sure Dino can now kind of slow down his pace a bit and just focus on finishing, because we're not even halfway through yet. We're not even on lap 10.
Look at Matty Shaw, up to 8th after he's pitted. He's right on the back of Lewis on soft tyres. He can maybe go to the end. His tyre wear is going to be heavy at the end. But now he's got... Oh, as Lewis runs massively wide. Oh, there was almost contact. Matty goes around the outside. Lewis holds that position. As he gets a wiggle, that's going to make Matty, but he's defending the inside. Can Matty make the move? It's going to be... Lewis likes to outbrake, and so does Matty, so we'll see. There goes Matty up the inside. They make contact. No damage to the front wing on Matty's part. Lewis, he kind of took him in, but...
Yeah, it was really hard to tell from that angle. I mean, it looks like that Matty just really wanted the position, but they're still
Lewis
going
now
side
diving
by
up the inside. This is going to be horrible. As Lewis backs off, Matty had to cut the corner a little bit. And Nell's right on the back of going. As Lewis makes more contact with Matty Shaw, he really wants that position back. He hasn't got damage to his front wing, luckily, but Anel's right on the back of going, and they're coming into the DRS zone as he almost makes contact.
Going up to the front now. Okay. My headset's been acting up, so I apologize for all the shuffling.
It's okay. As Anel goes around the outside, is he going to get that position? Going, outbreaks himself now, they're going to be side by side. He's got better traction. Northants is going to try and capitalise. No way past.
Beautiful overtake by Anel. Anel's been solid as well.
Oh, Goins just hit the back of him. I'm sure he made contact. Doesn't look like he's got damage front wing. Lewis still battling with Matty Shaw, but he's losing a little bit of time now. As Lewis gets a 3-second time penalty, Matty Shaw gets a 3-second time penalty.
I saw that Richmond got a 3-second time penalty as well when I was trying to fix my headset. So that's not helping his case anymore. Give me 1 second.
Okay, Lewis. Oh, Matty runs off the track. Lewis gets that position back. Matty won't be happy about that. Northants is... Oh, as Northants has a spin with going, and he's caught the ending of that. Looked like one of them was trying to make a move on one another and they just hit real wheels. Northants doesn't lose a position. Going's got to go into the pit, so he must have made a contact with Northants. Crowman's 7th now from P2. Matty Shaw has lost the position to Lewis again. Tamro gets a 3-second time penalty. The TARDIS is right on the back of Richmond, who's on the back of Deadly Jason, who's got Steve-O right behind the TARDIS at the same time. This is such a close battle. Anything can happen.
Alright, I'm back. Got a better charging cable for it.
There was contact between Northants and... who was he racing now? Sorry.
Oh man, sorry to interrupt you, but we have a 4 or 5 card battle as Steve-O and Deadly Jason. They get tangled up with each other, which would be the 14, 15, 16 complex, and more drivers continue to get penalties. The leader comes in now, Den Artist, and Deadly Jason gets shuffled back. Richmond now to 8th place. They'd show him back in like 12th just a split second ago, but really tight.
Mel moves up to P1, but he hasn't pitted yet. This is going to be a real close battle into the first corner. Richmond done the right thing by pulling away. He's not going to be attacked. The TARDIS is getting passed around the outside. Can Steve-O do it?
Beautiful over and under.
He's got moved on.
But side by side, right behind them is Crowman and Deadly Jason. Looks like Jason getting the line. Oh, Crowman!
He turns it on Crowman.
He gets a 3-second time penalty for, looks like, extending or cutting, but Crowman saving his car, and I think his winning streak.
On the back of Steve-O, he's going up the inside. Is there going to be contact? Richmond's falling back into these, which is surprising, considering that they're battling, and Richmond really isn't battling with anyone right now. Up the inside goes the TARDIS.
Oh, TARDIS shutting the door. Yeah, just straight up just pushed them off.
As Northants isn't, well, he was pretty close to, he is pretty close to Dino next door. But Lewis and Matty still battling. As I was saying, there was contact between Northants and Going. They both went off the track. Going had to pit. As Lewis gets a 3-second time penalty. The problem with this is you've got to be careful. Yes, it's okay to get a 3-second time penalty, but if you do it a lot, and you get a penalty and then you do it for about the next 2 times, you are at risk of getting disqualified.
Yeah, so what you just saw on the stream was Northants, he cut one of the S's, but I think it was kind of one of those things where, like, if he would have churned, he would have completely, potentially crashed.
Hit Dino.
So...
yeah, as Lewis is catching the back of him.
So he takes a 3-second time penalty. Lewis is setting for his season best finish. He's in the top 5, and he's just been in the right place at the right time. The leaders have been messing up. It looks like that the short tracks aren't for them, and he's really capitalizing on these great positions. And now he's right behind the podium. Northant's getting a little bit of a lag spike there, and Dino with the 3-second time penalty. But I think
Northant is going up the inside. Needs to brake early. Dino almost goes for the undercut.
And Northant's getting the move done, so beautiful job by him. Northant's with another 3-second time penalty. It's going to be... Here's the thing is, I wonder if anyone's going to get disqualified.
As Lewis is up the inside of Dino. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
He's got the move done.
Wow, Lewis is just on fire right now. We really haven't seen much from him all season long. He's just kind of just been in the race, but not really making any moves. But apparently this is his track. He's up in 3rd place now, and this could be his first podium in FLATOUT racing. I could be completely wrong about that. I don't know much about this driver, but good on for Lewis.
As a surprise for me, where he is right now is Cully down in P11. He was pretty high, and Crowman. He's not recovering.
Cautions in sectors 1 and 2. That's going to be Coley, he's out of the race. Looks like he's spun out.
Has he crashed or has he retired?
He just retired. He calls it a day. And Tambo
Crowman's right on the back of Going. And who's on the back of Deadly Jason? Going doesn't look like he's got the best connection.
Here's the story of this race. Crowman, multiple race winner in this past couple of weeks.
Maybe contact. There's a nudge. Going's not giving any room. As Dengatis is side by side with Dino next door. Dino next door's got the inside. Dengatis closes the door.
Denartis takes over P4, but for how long? We now have just 13 laps to go. We just passed the halfway mark not too long ago. So now we just have
Going.
And Anel going into the pits. So he's going to surrender his lead.
Oh, contact between Going and Deadly Jason. Deadly Jason has a part of his front wing missing. Oh, the Crowman almost hits the back of Deadly Jason, but still gets moved on. That was so close. So the Nell is moving down to P6 right now, P7. It must feel horrible sitting in the pits.
And he's going to get out. Is he going to get out in front of Tardis? It's going to be close. No, actually, he runs wide, and Tardis gets the position along with Stevo. So dropping 9 positions.
Oh, that's a lot. It must hurt, as Lewis and Northants are now the leaders. As Lewis is only 1 second off Northampton, Dengatis is... Oh, there's almost caught. There is contact between Crowman and Span. He's hit the wall. That's probably race over for Crowman.
I think he might try to... Yep, that's it. That's going to be 2 drivers out in the last 3 or so laps.
Dino's hands.
Side by side, we're going to go back up to Going Z and Anel. They're going to battle. Going Z making the pass. Anel is dropping way, way, way back. Showing, flashing different tires.
Looking on the back of Deadly Jason. There's a safety car, I think. Because Anel's going really slow. No.
Oh, what is going on with Anel?
Intermediates, apparently.
What?
That's what it's telling me. Let me go to...
Yeah, it's showing him on intermediates. What in the world? Yeah. What happened there?
Oh, he's going into the pits. He must be fuming. He was leading this race for a long time. Go up to Lewis. He's catching Dengatis. Dengatis got past Lewis. He's going to chase down Northants, who's doing pretty well in the lead, pulling a slight gap.
Going back one position.
Right on the back of Dino.
Yep, this is going to be Matty Shaw's best finish this season, I believe, in the F1 league. If he can just keep it on the road, 11 laps to go. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to crash himself out. Dino in P4 though. Richmond has moved himself up to 7th position. There you see the detail on the stops. Tardis with the most stops, 3 pit stops, and he's 8th position. That's how sporadic these short track races are.
Yeah. I mean, we see what's interesting. Go on, you carry on.
We've seen the likes of Crowman, Coley, and Full Air just retire because they don't like this format at all. But it's just crazy. Like you see Matty Shaw side by side with Dino around turn 1, but can't get it done.
Dino really needs to hold his position because of the championship battle. He doesn't want to take too many risks, but Richmond's now behind Matty. We've got sector 2 car off the track, and that's Lewis. Lewis has had a spin. That's going to move Dino and Matty Shaw up. That might have been contact between Dengatis, but I can't see it. I think Dengatis had a bit of a lead.
And Lewis has retired. Man, you know he must be gutted. He was
still looking.
Oh man.
You know, on the outside, Matty's going to run off the track. Dino holds a position.
Yep, he's going to get
this is playing into Richmond's hand.
I don't even know who has how many anymore. It's absolutely amazing. Like, it's just going to be a crapshoot on who finishes where at the end of the race.
Yeah.
So we don't even know if these are going to be the final positions. Matty Shaw runs wide again, getting caught in that dirty air and just can't hold his car tight.
The dirty air seems terrible on this track. Now getting a penalty.
I am not jealous of these drivers right here, and Madishar going to the inside with the power of DRS. Can he get the move done? He does. Run
Dino's looking to hold it around the outside.
Bit wide, side by side into the first right-hander of the S's, and Madishar holding off. But how long? Going wide again.
The person to look out for right now is Dengatis looking on the back of Northants. He's on the super soft, he pitted, I can't remember what lap around he pitted, but I think he's going to maybe make a move on Northants. He looks the fastest out there, as they're now set to 108.9. Tambo's pretty close to going. Steve-O's pretty close to the TARDIS.
So just based
Steve-O and the TARDIS.
Yeah, just based on the nature of the track, all you can really see is just kind of cars following each other right now. It looks like that the drivers are finally getting into some type of rhythm as the TARDIS defending the inside very well. Vince Tor with another 3-second time penalty, and TARDIS holding on to his lead. But now Dudley just going to the pits. But now here's the battle. This is for first place. Northants and Den battling it out. 8 laps to go.
Dengatis on the super soft tyres. I can't remember what lap time he pitted, but I don't think it was early. Was it during the safety car? No, because he was out on the lead, wasn't it? So I predicted around lap 11 he pitted. Maybe a bit later. I think he's got the move done into turn 1. He looks like he's got so much better traction. Northant's already defending. Dengatis knows he's on the better tyre. Going around the outside. Is he going to make the move? Brakes a lot later. Turns in. Northants closes the door. Steve-O's now on the back of the TARDIS. 2 tenths. Don't think Dengatis is going to try and make the move as he's got a 3-second time penalty. Oh, almost contact. Steve-O's got past the TARDIS. Do you think that Northants can hold off Deng till the end?
It's going to be close. When Deng sees the lead, he gets super focused, and he's like a shark in blood-infested waters. He just goes absolutely crazy and tries to do anything that he can to get that win. But also, it's like, how many penalties does Den have, and how many penalties does Northants have? So
I can check on Race Director.
Who knows? It's absolutely crazy, I'm sure.
1, 2, 3. 3 for Northants. 2 penalties plus 2 warnings for Dengatis on 1 lap. And again, 1 penalty and 2 warnings on another lap. So
it looks like it's tied on total penalties then. So this is a battle for position. So tight through those S's. Northant's still holding on those softs compared to Den's super softs. Still just right behind him, waiting for the opportune moment to make the pass as we had just 6 laps to go.
I'm surprised people have kept it on the track in that first sector. It's a really... Oh, he's looking around the outside as Northants makes a bit of a mistake. This is going to be a risky move. Gets pushed off the track. He didn't get pushed off the track. He was just
pushing really hard, yeah. Just trying to pass around the outside, which is near impossible around that long right-hander. It is a bit of a messy of a race.
Move into the last corner.
Absolutely, I agree. Anel with a 3-second time penalty. He was up, like you said, in the lead until the mistake of putting on enters. Don't know what happened there. Maybe he was just trying to cycle through the tire options and accidentally just selected enters on accident. So it happens.
Yeah, but I think he stayed out a lot longer than he should have, especially because he didn't pit under the safety car. Oh, as Dang loses a part of his front wing, pushes Northants off the track. This may gift Northants the win, should I say. As Richmond's got past Dino, remember they're battling for the championship.
Well, Richmond has gone past Dino. I've been focusing on this lead.
As Northants run wide, but he's got the inside line. What's Dan going to do here? Oh, it's Northants
trying to go over and under. Calm down, guys. Still got 5 more laps of racing left. Anything can happen here.
Go down to TARDIS. He's right on the back of Steve. This practically side by side. With Tambo not too far behind, I think Dengatis is going to lose a lot of time in the first sector now with that damaged front wing. 1.5 seconds now he's lost. Richmond up to P3. Matty Shaw's had a moment. Let's go up to Matty. He's ghosted. He's retired from the race with a damaged front wing.
No! You could have finished! Oh no, Matty! Come on!
Oh my god, look at going. Tambo, the TARDIS and Steve-O. They're so close, they're not too far behind Vince Torreimer. As that's Matty pulling off. Oh, Steve-O and TARDIS make contact, that puts Tambo around the outside. And also, Going has made the move on Steve-O. These are so close, any small mistake will make anyone get a free position.
4 laps to go.
Going up the inside of the TARDIS.
Oh my god, he gets a little loose on the... Oh my god, this is extremely close, and TARDIS getting a little bit loose. Looks like he's kind of going towards the wall there. Steve gets back around the TARDIS Northants with another 3-second time penalty. So
but he's pulling away from Dengatis now, nearly 3 seconds lead.
4 laps to go, coming up on 3 laps to go now. Thanks, Dark Mark. It's good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
And Nell's got another time penalty. He's got points ahead of Deadly Jason. He's looking for the inside line, the TARDIS. He needs to get past. He needs to get past Steve-O. He's been behind him for quite some time now. And they're losing a lot of time to the likes of Going and Tambo, who have pulled up quite a considerable lead as TARDIS goes up the inside because Steve just hands the door to him.
Well, they're still going side by side, and Steve-O has preferred line going into the S is Richmond with a 3-second time penalty. I know that Dino hasn't had very many 3-second time penalties, so I think Dino might get the position, but it's going to be very interesting to see where Richmond falls. And TARDIS with another 3-second time penalty. It's kind of a catchphrase around here tonight, especially on this track. It's so easy to cut corners here.
TARDIS goes around the outside. It's so hard to overtake. Even that first corner, if you don't get the move perfect, you get the position taken back off you.
2 laps to go. Den Artist is falling back farther and farther.
TARDIS is going up the inside through the fast right-hander, cuts the corner a little bit. Steve-O basically
says, in the corner.
Going is right behind Tambo with the RS open. I keep interrupting you, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. There's a lot of action to catch up, and there's a lot going on. I don't blame you there. But yeah, TARDIS getting the lead, and there you see Going and Tambo, they're side by side, and then Dino 1 second behind Richmond. So there's just so much going on right now, so much to focus on. 2 laps to go here in the United States Short Grand Prix, round 22 or 24. 23 will be coming up immediately after this on a new stream, so stay tuned to that. Subscribe if you haven't, so you can keep in touch.
Going goes up the inside of Tambo. He should really give that position back. He forced his way through, hit the back of him. He needs to, if Going is a kind driver, you'd give that position back.
That's some good old southern NASCAR driving right there. A little bump and run technique, but not exactly smiled upon here in the sport of Formula One. Very unrace-like you said, ungentleman-like. So
yeah.
But Going Z from California, so he does have that NASCAR type mentality of that. Oh, what? I thought bump and run's okay. No, it's not.
See, that's what Steve-O's back on the back of TARDIS. We talk about forcing the way through in the touring cars, not in Formula One.
Yeah, that's something you see in DTM. Yeah, exactly. In touring cars, just like really push their way through, not in these, very expensive machines.
Yeah, I think there'll be words between Tambo and Going after this race.
If we even have enough time
Yeah,
for words, because we're going to get right into just right into the next race. So on board with North Ants as he goes around the last corner. He's going to cross the line first.
Is he going to finish him first? And
I
where
mean,
is
we'll
everyone else
see.
going to
Den
finish?
Artis, he's got a damaged wing. He's going to cross the line. He's actually going to finish
in
P2. But what about Richmond Dino next door, 3 seconds behind? First place in points, going to cross the line in third. But what about Dino?
I think positions are going to stay. I don't think people have...
Going Z,
everybody's
fourth.
got penalties.
Vince Torr is actually going to jump Going Z.
The TARDIS comes around the final corner. Tambo will not be happy after that.
Steve-O will finish in 7th. He jumps TARDIS and Tambo, so he will finish in 7th position. Anel, who had a great start, just some type of pit error, either on his part or the game.
I will let you finish. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Apologise for interrupting again.
No worries. And now running out of gas, I think. And he's going to cross the line. And Deadly Jason is going to get a solid 11th place position. And does he have a fuel? I think he is. No, he crosses regardless, so he's going to get the finish. So an incredible round 22. It was just a mess, an absolute mess of a race. But we're going to be going to Bahrain short. We're thinking to be cleaner for sure. We hope that's the goal. So stay tuned as we look at the podium celebrations. North Ants getting a win, a much-deserved win. He's been consistent all season long, and he trades places with his teammate Richmond. So we're going to do some live point totaling here in 1 second. Yeah, I don't think anyone had a clean race here, and it was crazy. All right, so we're gonna do some live points feed here. So Richmond had 766 points. He finishes third. That's gonna move him up to 806 points. FLATOUT Racing doing a different point value here. The Dino finishes below him in a P4. Yeah, wow, look at all those penalties. Absolutely. So Dino with 38 points is going to move up to 776. Steve-O finished 7th. Steve-O will be awarded 32 points. So he'll be at 765. Anel finishing a P10. He awarded 26 points. And then Den finishes second. He'll be awarded 43 points. So we do have, out of top 5, the points did change. Den Artis did move up in front of Anel. He's ahead of him by just 1 point, excuse me. So I'm sure Den's going to be excited for that. But we are going to cut this the stream right now, and we're going to get prepared for the upcoming stream. There you see Bahrain short qualifying 3% race. So stay tuned, because we're going to get a stream right back up for Race Stripes TV. I'm the Zebra 94 for Welsh Show. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.